Life is complicated enough, and how to get out of your own your own way. Hi, Will Perry. Welcome to another Keeping the Conversation Alive. I'll get this out of the way. Can you notice that I've moved corners? Maybe not. Welcome again to another Keeping the Conversation Alive. So life is complicated enough, yet a different perspective is so important. I remember going back a few years now, I needed to get serious about my course. I had this content that I was very passionate about, and I'd done videos, uploaded it onto this platform that I thought and had read and researched, everything was good, and that was going to be the next big thing for training and learning, and I took ages. Oh, well, I can remember where I was. We had a really slow upload speed or download speed, so it took ages. I was up at 3 o'clock in the morning uploading my videos to this database, and that was going to be the thing. But what I discovered was that it was out of my control to a large degree. So I had to set my own codes for discount and everything, and give those and do all the marketing. But people who came through their own avenues, they could discount my course too. And it was like, hold on a freaking goddamn minute. I wanted control over what I was doing and to be able to then promote it. And it didn't give me that freedom. And that was on the back of doing another course that I'd done. Pretty much the same sort of content, but I felt like, oh no, I didn't have the vehicle to do it. So I'd done the same content again from somewhere where I didn't have the right to vehicle to somewhere where I thought I had the right vehicle, but then it's like I didn't have the control. So I wanted to get serious about it, and what I found was this lady on via a Facebook advert, and it was my wife at the time who was saying, oh, this seems to be right up your street. I looked at her webinar and it was like, wow, this is awesome. This is exactly what I need. The breakdown of how to do a course, how to structure, where to put it, what to do with it, get the right structure to get your success. And most importantly, she'd done that. So not only had she said, this is how to do it, but this is what it's done for me. And she was, she'd made her millions through that. And it was like, okay, I'm with you. And even though I didn't have the money, I borrowed the money to be able to do that course, $997. And that's a good number, apparently. So a winning formula number. So when I got into the course, and because I had the content, I just had to structure it in a certain way. And the course allowed for that, if you've got your structure, or if you want to come up with your structure, whatever it was, it covered it. And the detail that it was in it just kind of stuff that I never would have thought about, an approach I never would have thought about, even though I'd done some project management, not my favourite discipline, but the creativity is more my side, but the discipline behind it and the structure, the ka-chung, do this before that, then do that, then the whole sequence of it was just astounding. And I think it gave me, well, I know it did, it gave me a structure, a platform and a program that I never would have come up with on my own, and it's just absolutely fantastic for, I just never would have done it like that. It's I came up with so much more than I would have ever done without that. I probably would have been going, looking, it's for the different platform, but it's not. I mean, I found there my own platform I can control, but and then it turns out that it's more than that as well. You have to promote it and do the right thing and get in front of the right people and everything. But I had something that was complete then, and done to a depth and a detail that I never would have come up with on my own. So for me, I know the value of mentors. Mentors are so important. It doesn't need to be face to face. That this was a virtual mentor, somebody that had done something, had an expertise around something, and it had worked for them. That resonated with me, that spoke to me, and that's exactly what she did. I really resonated with her story, where she was and where she got to. And I was like, I want to get to that same place too, and I'm in a similar. I can resonate with where I am now. So somebody who's been there before and done it was really important, and is really important if you're wanting to get somewhere in a similar way. To you wanting to get somewhere, and you need to relate to somebody who's been in the similar position that you are in now. perhaps, So we're a Google culture, are we not? If you need to know something, we go Google. That's what it is, Googling it. You get your phone out, you go, oh, just, I don't know, I'll find the answer. Maybe you'll come up with a mentor that way. Maybe you'll come up with somebody on YouTube that's, and maybe it's something that's easy to answer or easily accessible in terms of free content there. If it's a certain vehicle that you need, maybe it'll, Google will point towards it and point towards a person that helps you go and identify that's my problem, and this is a person who's experienced that and then has gone on to solve it, and maybe that will help you find the answer and another mentor for yourself, because then you get to that point, then maybe you need another mentor, and so it goes on. My invitation to you is, what is next for you? What's your, it's often said, marketing-wise, pain. What's your current pain? What problem do you have now that you need to solve? And, where do you want to get to? And then, what do you need to learn? So who's done that? Who can you relate to that's overcome a problem that you're experiencing now, that is in a place that you want to be in? Because that's what mentors are all about, helping you get from where you are now to where you want to be. And they've taken that journey, and that's why they're so relatable, and that's why you can trust them and invest in them. And maybe it's just a simple YouTube video that's free, or maybe it's a bit more in depth. Maybe it's a bit of a bigger thing where you need to make an investment. Maybe it's a thing like I did with the course. Maybe it's an investment in a course and a huge colossal structure that you never would have come up with yourself, that gets you to a place that you needed to get to. So my question to you, my invitation to you is, what is next for you? Where do you want to get to? And have you done some research to find out somebody that's been on a similar journey to you that can be your mentor for the next step? And maybe, like I said, that's a video. What is it? Let me know. If you want, just share that stuff, because stuff, when you think about it, often goes whoosh, with all the other different thoughts whoosh, that go through our heads. But when you verbalize it, or communicate it, then it becomes a more solid thing, and you actually are more likely to take. Oh, I wrote down somewhere Perkins' law. I'll tell you about that. Amuse me. But sometimes when we take action on something and verbalize it, it becomes real, and we're more likely to take action on it in the practical sense and do something about it. So my invitation for you is, what's your next step? What's the next problem that you want to overcome? And who do you need to learn from? Who's going to be your next mentor? It's an interesting question. Okay, many thanks. I hope that's a good one on this Monday for you. Hope you had a good weekend. Or if you're watching on YouTube or at a different time, I hope you have an awesome rest of the day. Do take the test, and or ask me about a self-esteem test if you want to find out whether the deeper issues that are hiding behind us in our deep subconscious are holding us back, whether this is pertinent to you. You can just ask me for that. But do like or share this with anybody else that you think might benefit from this. Many thanks. Speak to you soon. Goodbye.